So, to kind of kick us off, for listeners who may not know Article 1 or may not have thought about human rights much in a business context at all, what kind of problems do people usually come to Article 1 with?
Companies come to us either because they know that like literally every company in the world has the ability to positively or negatively affect people, and they want to proactively understand where those pain points may be and then figure out what are the right management practices, policies, strategies, product fixes that need to happen in order to mitigate that risk. And that could be driven either by a desire to really live corporate values or to align with emerging regulation, or because they've gotten some criticism externally at a sector level or at a company level. The second big reason is if a crisis is manifested, if their technology has been misused to harm people, or their products are being built with child or forced labor, and they become aware of this in some way, shape, or form that is directly linked to their business. They'll come to us to really dig deep, try and understand what is this specific issue, what responsibility do they have, what can be done to fix it, what can be done to remediate it. So make sure it doesn't happen again and make sure those that have been harmed have some sort of compensation or remediation moving forward. And I think you would ask kind of who benefits or whose experience has kind of changed the most from this. And we really see it's the people that are kind of at those decision making choke points. So it's like the product leaders or the sustainability team, or it's human resources or procurement, legal, the connection to the harm, who's sitting in that nexus. Those are the ones who tend to have these kind of light bulb moments that human rights are not these things that kind of happen over there or are not relevant to business or not relevant to the company, but actually are relevant to business, are relevant to their company, and are relevant to their role. And so they become kind of empowered to understand the business choices that they need to make, whether it's the vendors they select or the markets they enter or the way they're designing the technology or the way in which they're listening or not to workers and local communities who could be harmed. Their jobs are kind of ideally the ones that change the most through an engagement with us. And our goal, our hope is that once that kind of light bulb goes off, that it is a responsibility of business, it is a responsibility of their company, and they are the kind of change agent inside who can actually make the change happen. That it's actually an empowering feeling rather than one that's overwhelming, right? We want to equip them with the tools, with the resources, with the actionable plans that meet them where they're at, but start to move the needle in the right direction.